Welcome back to Around the Block Volleyball. Today we're back with another special interview with one of the best indoor minds in the NCAA, but also one of the US's best beach prospects, USC setter Caleb Blanchette. Welcome, Caleb, and thank you so much for coming on to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited about the opportunity.
This is going to be super fun. We're super excited to have you here. We're both setters, so we have a lot to dive into.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right. So we'll keep it real basic to start off with. How did you first get into volleyball?
So it's a funny question. I get asked that question a lot, actually. And there's not a lot of volleyball in Tennessee. And so I started playing volleyball on a girls' volleyball team until I was 12. And my mom played in high school, and she kind of was just like, you should try it. And I really enjoyed it. Like the idea that I could hit volleyballs as hard as I wanted was kind of sick. And so I played on a 12U girls team, and then we have this like small club in Tennessee, and they were great to let like a 12-year-old like me play on their like 18U team because we weren't very good.
Wow.
And so I
Wow.
mean we had guys from like 12 to 18 just trying to make up this team. And so I kind of just over the years we got more and more players, and now I get to play in college, which is pretty sick. So
Yeah.
Nice.
How is that club scene in Tennessee? At least for the guys, right? Like I assume that's like there's nothing really there.
So we have one team, and it's called C2 Attack. And so whenever we started, we had one team in the whole club, like it was just one team, whatever. And so now we have, I think, 7 or 8 teams. And so on my
Nice.
club team, we had 7 states on it. So we had like a guy from Connecticut, we had a guy from Kentucky, we had a guy from Alabama, we had guys from Florida, guys from Georgia, and guys from Texas, and they'd fly to practice once a month. And
Wow.
then we would practice all together once a month on like a Saturday. And then on that like Saturday we'd practice from like 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and then we'd like fly to a tournament the next weekend.
Wow.
Like it
Oh
was
my
my
God.
God.
so but it was awesome. Like we would go to these club tournaments and we'd find players who maybe are super good but don't have a high level team to play for. And we'd be like, hey, you should come play for us because we're going to go play an open in this division. And like all the guys on my team, like our libero went to Ohio State, like our other libero went to Harvard, like one of our
Wow.
outsides went to NJIT. And so it was like guys that wouldn't have the opportunity if they didn't play with us. So it was pretty cool. And like nobody knew who we were. So
Sounds like you guys had a stacked team though. It's a pretty
yeah,
stacked
no,
team.
we were super good. We got since I graduated high school early, my last year was 17s, and I mean we got third in open, so we were all
Wow.
pretty stoked about it.
Damn.
Crazy.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think that actually leads perfectly into our next question about just asking how the recruiting process went for you, especially since you have reclassified and got into USC early and just started right away.
Yeah, it was interesting. Like, my brother graduated high school early and also went to college early. So my brother's like super smart, and I'm like, I guess the one who plays sports. And so, I kind of just followed his path. I took a summer of like summer classes, and I mean, I was gonna graduate pretty much early anyway. Like that one semester I took senior year was took like PE, weights, and art. Like there was really no point in being there.
Yeah, right,
Nice.
Um,
right.
And so, like, recruiting was weird because it's everyone's like first time doing it as like a player, so you don't know what to expect. But I had a good time because I enjoy like talking to coaches and like really picking their mind on a lot of things. So I enjoyed it.
Nice.
And like now, whenever we go play at schools, like I have like a pretty good connection with most coaches. But it was really fun. Like it was pretty cool. And yeah, like the first USA team was right around recruiting. So whenever I made the USA roster, that was right whenever June 15th happened. And so that kind of helped get a little bit of buzz out about my name, about, being from Tennessee. But I loved it. I decided pretty early because, I mean, USC is pretty great. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good program.
yeah.
Did the like we know that you're a good beach player as well. Did that affect your decision to go to USC?
Not necessarily. Like I knew I could still play beach, and also Gustavo, who's one of our beach coaches, he coached my brother since my brother was like 10, and so that was kind of
Wow.
an added plus whenever I went to USC. Like I see him every day in the office. If I ever need to get out and train for beach, like he's always there, like ready to help me, like get on the courts and stuff. So that connection was huge to have, but I knew I could still play a lot of beach if I went to USC. So that, yeah. It was
Right.
Nice.
All right, and then leading into your college career, and more about USC. How was it at first when you first got there?
it was interesting. Like, I was so excited that, I mean, I like came in and I was like, wanted to ask a million questions because like I'm someone who like I wanted to know everything that our coaches were thinking. And so, I mean, I showed up 8 days before our first game. So we had like 6 practices before our first game, and I had to
Damn.
figure out every player on our team because everyone's different and how to set them
Yeah.
apart. And so, like, I was having to figure out how to set like Wes, who's like so much bigger than anybody I've ever played with, or, like
Yeah.
Dylan, who's like touching like 12 feet, and so like,
Yeah.
it's pretty ridiculous. But it was just a lot of reps, like reps on reps on reps to just learn everybody. And the coaches were great. Like everyone was super welcoming and really was like embraced me into the program. So it was pretty seamless transition, but yeah, it was a good time.
Nice.
Nice.
And then you said you asked plenty of questions, and then so what do you think you've learned the most about at USC, at least volleyball wise?
Yeah. So our like setters coach is Gary Sato, who whenever you like look at Gary and Gary's family tree, like they're like volleyball royalty. Like I mean
Legends.
that
Yeah.
it's unbelievable. And so I mean Gary has so much knowledge that like if you just ask him questions, like he'll just tell you stories and stories of people who have like set in different ways. And with Gary, like he understands there's no right way to set a volleyball. Like there's no perfect way. And so him working with us and like breaking out our strengths, like it was pretty fascinating where Gary was like, I'm not gonna like tell you how to set. He was like, if there's something I see, like obviously I'll say it, but like you know how to set a volleyball. And so like I was pretty fascinating whenever I was talking to Gary about that. And I mean Gary's seen so many setters and so long, and so I'm so grateful to work with him because I mean he's just a bundle of joy every day.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty fascinating, like the different level of coaches that are at this level.
That sounds pretty nice though, right? Like it sounds like he was like willing to empower you guys as setters. Like
Oh,
you're not gonna reteach you how to set. Like you guys
yeah,
got here for a reason.
no, Gary's pretty great, and so like getting to learn from Gary's definitely been awesome. And like obviously, like he'll be like, this is a more efficient way to set, but he's not going to be like you're doing it wrong. And so like it's been super helpful and kind of gives me the freedom to like be creative a little bit. And so it's been cool.
Nice. And then kind of more into that, you eventually became the starting setter. And then how was it becoming that role and filling that, and then also figuring out how to run that offense?
Yeah, it was pretty cool because whenever you look at like USC volleyball, like there's so much history and so many good players. Like a few not even that long before me, like it was Micah Christensen setting at USC. And I was like, that's kind of cool. And so just like knowing that so many people have been in this position and done well, that like there was a lot of pressure, but the coaches made sure to know like they're like you can do it, like you're a good enough volleyball player to do it. And so and like the guys on our team, like everyone just wants everybody to be their best. And so having that like back up with each other is huge. And so embracing the role, it was hard, but it was so manageable because of everyone on our team.
Yeah, I mean that makes it sound like the team culture there is awesome then.
I really think that we have the best team culture in the country. Like everyone on our team, like pretty great friends. So
Awesome.
All right, and then you guys had a lot of big time freshmen that were playing this year, right? Sterling, Parker, Johnny. There's so many of you guys, but then also you guys are like the same age, right?
yeah, it's funny. Most of our freshmen were actually older than me. So
Yeah.
that was kind of funny because I was already young for my age group anyway. And so yeah, I'm pretty sure like Sterling was older than me, and like Christian
God.
O'Connell was older than me. Yeah, it was just kind of funny.
That's funny. How did that work out, like dynamic wise? Because you had like a year or half a year experience on them before they
Yeah.
came in.
Yeah, I think like with our team, like it doesn't matter what year you are or how long you've played. Like everyone kind of has a voice. Like Sterling has the same amount of voice as 26-year-old Guy Guinness. Like everyone kind of had the same level of contribution with our team, and I think that's what really made our team culture so great. Is like there's nobody who was like above anybody else really, and like everyone had an equal opportunity to really like get their voice out there or, ask questions or whatever. So yeah, it worked out pretty well.
Nice. And then more about this summer, what you've been up to. We know that you were on that USA U21 team.
Mm-hmm.
And then how's that been for you so far?
For beach?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. So we played in U21 trials, and so if you win that, you get to go to Mexico, which I played with Cooper Keene, who's going to be at SC in the fall. We didn't win, but we played pretty well, and it was a lot of fun. And that's also a relationship that was cool to like develop a little bit. And then there were, I think, 10 people that were selected to train, and then they picked 2 people from that training camp, and it was cool because it was all guys that we've trained with since we were like 13 or 14, and so we all knew each other really well. And like there were a few guys that went to China with me for world championships, and it was just a fun group overall. And our coach Alvaro was a Brazilian Olympian, so he was an all right coach and knew what he was talking about. But yeah, it's cool to have those opportunities to get to play with high level guys, and I mean just hang out in like Hermosa Beach and just play volleyball all day. Like, it's pretty cool. So
Yeah.
it's definitely a sick opportunity that USA Volleyball like provides. And so,
And then maybe more about your training this summer. What is something that you think you wanted to improve on the most so far? Maybe, and that could be beach or it could be indoor too.
So, let's see. So on the beach, I'm notorious for not being able to jump. Like it's pretty funny. Like, I really just can't jump. And so for beach and indoor, like that's something that I've worked on a lot this summer. And like, I mean, I really just can't jump. And so we're trying to fix it. But on the beach, like my hitting's like pretty good. Like it's all right. Like there are definitely guys that swing a lot harder than me. And so kind of jumping in the sand was something that I worked on a lot. And then let's see, in indoor, a lot of it's serving. Like, because I mean, like I was trying to workshop this like float hybrid, like spin
Right,
thing.
yeah.
Like it was all right. It's definitely something that I want to like change in the fall, and like Micah Christensen, like he does that, but he also like can bang a topspin serve, and so that's kind of something that I've been trying to workshop, and I've worked on it a little bit this summer, but definitely whenever I get in the fall, like it's going to be a big thing because like that's important. Like our best blocking lineup was whenever I was serving, because we'd have like Dylan, and then it was like Parker, and then it was like Duker, and like I was like, put the ball in, like do not miss your serve. And so, but yeah, no, it's definitely something that I want to work on in the fall, and see if we can rip off a few more aces.
All right.
That's legit.
Yeah.
And then we kind of wanted to also ask about what your plans were post college. I know you still got years left, but if you had any thoughts of trying to do more indoor or just going AVP, any idea of what you wanted?
Yeah, that's a $1 million question, because I know I want to go back to school for another year after I'm done playing volleyball. I don't know where that's going to be yet, but I want to go get my master's degree somewhere. But if I had to decide between going and working in a career and starting whenever I'm super young, or like going overseas to go play indoor, like it would definitely be stay here and work, and like I could play beach for fun. And so if a cool opportunity to play overseas like happened, like maybe I'd go for a year or two just for fun, because like it's such a sick opportunity. But I don't know yet. It's a great question.
Yeah, I mean, you got plenty of time. You still have time.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that like those opportunities are there, and so I don't know yet.
For sure, you got plenty of time to think about it.
It is crazy to think that I'll be a junior in the fall. Like, that's nuts to think about. Like whenever people say it flies by, like it really flies by. So
and you're already young for being a junior, so
right.
Like I turned 21 2 months before I graduate college from USC.
Oh
Jesus.
So, like I'm really not in like a rush to go out and start working, and so going back to school for a year is definitely something that I'd do.
Yeah, right. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And then just a random side question, for regarding like beach, do you have like a dream beach partner that you'd want to work with or you're thinking about?
So one guy that I've gotten to talk to a lot about on the beach is Theo Brenner. And so his volleyball mind him and Miles Partain, their volleyball minds are on like a completely different level than everybody else. Like Theo is not as like, I don't know, not as like specific when thinking about volleyball, but he's still pretty like, compared to Miles, but he's still pretty like analytical whenever he looks at what he's doing, and he's also just like a fun guy to be around. And we got to talk a lot in the last 2 years just about beach volleyball and like how to be efficient whenever playing. And so whenever I see him on the beach and stuff, like he'll always come up and say hi to me. Like I always love watching him play, and he's also just one of the best blockers in the world. So
Yeah.
but also like Miles Partain, like his volleyball mind is one of the most fascinating things I've ever seen. Like he just thinks about volleyball differently than everybody else. So yeah, those two guys like are just so fascinating to me, like watching them play.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah, I feel like I've definitely seen some of Miles's videos, and I'm like, wow, like the stuff that he's talking about is insane. It like blows my mind.
Yeah, no, I've been at a beach practice where he's just like talking, and like I would say I understand volleyball pretty well. I had no idea what he was saying, like literally no idea what he was talking about. And so yeah, it's so fascinating, like his volleyball mind, and like apparently whenever he was setting at UCLA, like it was the same thing. And because I talked to Guy a lot about it, and I was like, Guy, like what did Miles and Andrew do that's like different than me? And he would just explain Miles's mind, and I was like, holy cow, this guy's nuts. But I mean, he was a first team All-American, so you know it works.
Right. And then kind of switching gears here a little bit. So I also coach a little bit too
Okay,
for
where
like
at?
youth. We're in Jersey, so I
Okay.
coach at one of the Jersey clubs here.
Okay.
So more about the young people watching, the young players. What would be some advice that you'd give them? It doesn't have to be setting particularly.
Yeah. I would say, well, for setting, I would say like don't let anybody tell you that like okay, there are wrong ways to set a volleyball, but like if you're doing something and it's like working, like go off of what's working. Like don't let somebody walk in here and just completely workshop the way you're like setting and just change everything and be like, no, you're like completely wrong. And also to like be super creative with it, because like if you don't have creativity, then you're just like a one-dimensional setter that's super easy to read. And so that's one thing that I learned really quickly. Like I think my freshman year, whenever we played Penn State, I think it was I think his name's Toby, I don't know how to say his last name, but the middle, who was like super good at Penn State 2 years ago. I mean, I've never been read so well. Like he just didn't read everything I did, and I was like, "Are you serious?" And our coach was like, "You became one dimensional." And so, really having that creativity is like something that is so important. And like just mess around with stuff in practice. Like Simeon Nikolov was the most creative setter I've ever seen, and like it worked.
Yeah.
Because he's also unbelievable at volleyball. But like be super creative and like just have fun with it.
Yeah. Because I mean, because I also work with setters a good amount too, at least at the high school level, and I always tell them like, you know, it's like a fingerprint. Everyone's gonna set a little differently. It might not look the same, but it's about like the feel of the game and understanding like your teammates and stuff like that for sure.
Yeah, no, it's so important to like, especially understanding each person, because like each person, like some people set the ball up here, some people set the ball down here, some people like to set it on like this side of their head, or like everyone's different, and so like there's no perfect way to set a volleyball, and like everyone's going to be different, and so having that creativity and just being yourself and have fun with it.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I do have one more question kind of regarding that, just like how long of a leash do like the USC coaches give you when it comes to like being creative? Like are you just in practice, are you just like whipping around crazy things, being like, you never know when I'll put that in a game?
Yeah, that's funny because like Gary loves the creativity and the imagination, and sometimes Coach Nygaard will come over and be like, "All right, guys, like we may have to tone it back a little bit because like you watch videos of Nikolov like fake swinging and setting, and we're like doing that in practice, and Coach Nygaard's like, you guys are never gonna do that in game, so like maybe let's work on some things that like you're gonna work on or you're gonna use." And so like Gary loves the creativity stuff. Sometimes like we're like the middles are trying to practice blocking. We're like taking swings, and it's just not very helpful. But yeah, no, they definitely give us the like a pretty long leash to work on stuff and try stuff. and like I'm super grateful for it because like just like setting Parker Tompkinson from like 20 feet off the net. Like that's something you would never do if you weren't ever like just like trying stuff. And like
Yeah.
it worked because I mean he's like 7 feet 12.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, they definitely give us some creative ability, and it's pretty awesome to work with.
That's a funny like line that you have to toe with the head coach and the assistant coach.
Yeah, like Coach Nygaard loves the creativity. Don't get me wrong, and like he wants us to try a bunch of things, but sometimes he's like, all right, guys, maybe let's tone it back a little bit,
Right.
because he realizes that we're never going to do that in game, like never. So,
And then a little bit more extra about like tips for younger players. I mean, you run an amazing offense at USC. I'm kind of just curious, like, how do you work on that? And like, it's like setters and the coaches, but you also have to work with the hitters. Like, how do you figure out what type of system you're trying to run there?
yeah, so a lot of the stuff, so like Coach Nygaard has an idea of like what he wants it to look like. And that idea, like we talk to him and like we're like, okay, like we understand we're on the same page. And then we can kind of branch out a little bit from it, like in like starting to set Parker from like 20 feet off the net. And like Coach Nygaard loves the Bic, like, and the quick Bic, like that's,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he like coined that term or something. I don't know. There's a whole thing about that. But like setting the middle of the court is like so much more efficient than everything else. And
Yeah,
so
right.
he was like, I want you to set it as much as possible. And I mean, whenever you have Parker and Guy, like, and Dylan and Sterling, like, going down the middle, like, I mean, that's insane.
Yeah.
And so, like, he has an idea of what it looks like. And then, like, Parker will tell me what he needs. And then we'll kind of, like, go off of kind of what Nygaard wants and what Parker wants. And then we kind of just find, you know, a center that works for everybody. And so it's a lot of reps. It's a lot of just slowing it down and talking about it. It's like Guy and I, at the beginning of the year, we could not figure it out, like to save our lives. It was really bad. And honestly, I'll take most of the credit because, yeah, it was probably my fault. But like, we just sat there like after practice. He would just hit balls after hit balls after hit balls. And like, I've watched him hit. Like, we know he can hit 10 for 10 in a game and like just walk off like nothing happened.
Right.
So we spent so much time just like at the end of practice, just hitting balls after hitting balls after hitting balls, and eventually it worked out. So it's so many reps and just talking about different ideas and what people want things to look like.
Yeah, I mean, I love it because I think that's a big thing is trying to figure out that connection with your hitters about, what do they want, and then
Yeah.
obviously you still want to play within the system that you have, but I think that's really cool, the communication that you're willing to have. I guess it's pretty open, right? Allowing the hitter to say what you want as well.
Yeah, no, like I want to hear everything that like a hitter's thinking. Like if a ball's too far off the net and Parker's like, no, it's fine. Like then I'll set him the ball off the net again because like that's the standard that he's like, okay, that's fine. But if he's like set it a little tighter, I'm like, okay, like there's no hard feelings. Like I know he can hit a ball. He knows I can set a ball, and so
Yeah.
like we'll like talk about it, and it's like it's quick, easy, and then we can move on. So
No, I love that. That's awesome to hear.
yeah.
All right, I think that's pretty much it for the more serious side of the interview. Now we want to move on to a little bit more of like the games and like TikTok things that we do.
I love it.
So, yeah, we're gonna start you off with some rapid fire questions.
Warm me up,
Yeah, just a little warm up.
Okay.
So your first question is, do you have a favorite pregame food?
So that's funny. So I'll probably get some crap from this on my team, but we like joke like I eat a lot while we practice, and so like it's kind of like a running joke in our team. So we'll usually get to the gym, and then we'll have serve and pass, and then we'll have a meal, and usually like we'll eat our meal, and then we'll go like somewhere and get like another meal before we play, because we'll eat at like 3 o'clock, and then we'll play at like 7, and like I'll get
Right,
hungry
yeah.
after the game. So there's a Chick-fil-A and a Chipotle right next to like the Galen Center, and so we usually get one of those. And like it's pretty great. Like I love it, but I'm definitely gonna get crap from our team from that. So, but yeah, usually like 4 or 5 guys will like go over and grab food before the game, and it's just a fun like team chemistry thing.
And then kind of sticking with the pregame type thing, do you have a favorite pregame hype song or anything to get you motivated?
A lot of I love rap music. I love country music too. And so like before a game, I'll listen to country music all the way up until maybe like an hour before we have to go out on the court to warm up. And then after that, I'll usually like listen to rap music. Um, and like I have a playlist of like I think it's like a day and 16 hours or something nuts.
Damn.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. And so really anything on that, it's great. Like anything that can really get me going and get the adrenaline flowing.
All right, we're gonna make it tougher on you though. If
All
you
right.
had to pick one or maybe two, maybe what
All
would
right,
you
let's,
what would
let's
you
see
go
what
with?
let's see what we got. All right, let me
Okay.
um yeah, like I love rap music, like anything Travis Scott,
Mhm.
like Lil Baby, like Drake, like those kind of three guys, like I mean any songs from those guys, like I would just be absolutely in the mood, like
Fair,
ready to
fair.
play. So
Yeah, we take that.
yeah.
And then next question we got for you: do you have a favorite play to run or to call when you're calling out sets?
Yeah, definitely the burn. The
That
Dylan
was kind
Flynn
of what I
burn.
thought. That's what
Yeah.
because that's one of the things that Dylan was saying too.
Oh my, first off, it's so easy to set because I kind of just hang it up there, and like Dylan's like coming in, and so Dylan can really adjust wherever I set the ball. And so, I mean, we never practiced it. Like that's the funny part. We've never practiced it.
What?
He'll kind of just look at me in game and like give me a little like nod or something, and like I'll like give him the signal, and then he'll just go like that, and then like he'll just run it. And so we've
Damn.
never practiced it. That's why whenever it doesn't work, like we usually get in trouble from the coaches. Whenever it does work, it's usually looks pretty sick. So
A lot of highlights of that.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Like the one against Hawaii was sick. The one against Penn State where Dylan hit it like a foot off the net and like hit.
Yeah.
I don't remember who was hitting outside, but just like hit him on like the side.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
That's disgusting. Like that's insane. So Dylan's an absolute athlete, and it's a fun play to run.
Moving on, what position would you play if you couldn't play setter?
Probably libero.
Okay.
Probably because I
Nice.
can't jump. I would probably say libero. 'Cause, I mean, there are guys like Cooper Robinson and Dylan who all just sky. And yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think I could really compete with that. So probably libero.
That's fair. That's fair. You're a good defender, so it works out.
Thanks. Yeah, it's always kind of a fun, competitive, like fun battle between like me and Johnny, and like we'll like joke around like who gets more digs in a game. Like we'll always like
Nice.
at the end of the game, like did I get more than him? So yeah, it's always fun.
And then, what sport would you be playing if you couldn't play volleyball? If you weren't playing volleyball?
Um, Probably basketball. I mean, I played basketball all the way until I like went to USC, and so like I always loved it. I was never good enough to go play anywhere, maybe like somewhere super low level. But my dad played college basketball, so he would definitely be happy if I went to go play college basketball. But he's happy I play volleyball, and he gets to come out to USC all the time and just you know watch me play. So probably basketball, I'd say.
What position though? What position?
No, I mean, like if I played in college, like basketball, I'd definitely play shooting guard or small forward because we just recruited a 7'3" center to USC,
God damn.
and there's no reason for me to play anything below a small forward. And so, yeah, no, it would, yeah, I'd probably play a two or a three.
Did you have like a specific thing you were good at? Were you like a shooter? You
Yeah, no, I
drive?
definitely like shot 3-pointers. Like that was kind of my thing. Like I was like a
Okay.
spot up shooter in the corner,
That
and
sounds
like
about right for a setter.
Yeah.
yeah, no, I literally would just like sit in the corner and like wait for somebody to like just sling me the rock, and like, it was just like fling it the second it touched my hands, and so it was always fun. Like our coaches would always just, my coach was a super good shooter, and so like we would have like shooting competitions after practice and stuff.
Nice.
It was always-
The next question is, what non-USC player would you most want to play with if you could play with anyone?
Oof. Um, I think one guy, not like nothing against Johnny or anything. Like Johnny is one of the best liberos in the NCAA, but
Yeah.
Ryan Merck, and that guy is
Ooh.
absolute nails.
Yeah.
Like in serve receive, like it's pretty fascinating watching him pass. Him or Jacob Riley, like those two can pass the ball better than anybody I've ever seen, especially in serve receive. So, like I love Johnny. Johnny's great. Johnny's one of my really good friends. Great, like excellent serve receive guy. But every ball I've ever seen served at Ryan Merck was just absolute nails. and like I wouldn't have to move very much, and so that'd be cool.
Right, right.
A
But
setter's
yeah,
dream.
yeah, like and also like Ryan Merck's such a good dude, so probably Ryan Merck.
Okay, moving back on to a little bit something more fun. Do you have any cheat meals that you go to?
All of them. Um, yeah, like so I love food. Like food is awesome. And
Mm,
so like my dad's a super good cook, so whenever I come home,
nice.
he always makes dinner and stuff and like it's always super good. And
Mm,
so like he'll like grill out like bacon wrapped steaks and like crazy things like that whenever I get
mm.
home. And so probably that. Like I'm always so happy to come home because my dad's gonna cook and so probably that.
No, that sounds
Nice.
delicious.
Yeah,
Valid, valid.
it's really good.
And then, do you have like a favorite drill, either from your club days or in college right now?
Probably 400s, which is a drill that we play. It's basically short court. You're not allowed to
Mm.
swing, and you have to block. And so you literally just like go up, and it's just people jousting over and over and over again. And like we'll have like mini tournaments. Like we'll like split up in 4-on-4 teams in like short
Mm.
court, and we'll just like play tournaments. And it's usually whoever's on Riley Haynes' team wins. Because he grew up on
He's
the baby
nice.
court in Hawaii,
Mm.
and so like he'll just like muscle people over and whatever. It's such a good drill. Like that's why everyone on our team like swipes pretty well and
Mm,
like we
yeah.
joust pretty well and stuff like that.
Mm.
So it's such a good drill for where volleyball is going.
And
Yeah.
then, do you have a least favorite drill?
I don't know
It's a
about
safe
least
space.
favorite
You can
drill.
say it.
I don't know about least favorite drill, but if we so in our gym, like it's probably a good thing we have this, but if there's a ball that you should have dug that you probably didn't or like didn't give enough effort to, you have to like dig three balls that Coach Nygaard throws.
Oh,
And yeah, usually like we'll like stop practice and
oh
like this
wow.
one
Right.
person is like getting three balls. And like it's a good thing we have it because
Mm.
like everyone's going for every ball that they should like get. But sometimes like whenever you have to go get three balls and everyone else is just watching you, like it's pretty bad.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Uh, but it's a good thing we have the
Mm.
drill, but sometimes I just wish it didn't exist whenever it's
It's
That's
tough love.
yeah. That's low key like incentive to not mess it up, so
yeah,
you don't
no,
have to
like
do that.
really, like I mean, guys will like, and like it's also like an accountability thing. Like some guys will like ask for it. Like if they knew they should have dug the ball, like they'll be like,
Mm.
Coach, like let me dig three balls, or like someone else will like call somebody out on it if they think they
Mm.
should have like given more effort or whatever. So it's a good accountability thing in our gym, and it's a good thing we have it. But whenever it's my turn, I wish it wasn't a thing.
So just when it's you that's when yeah, this drill
Yes,
isn't that
yeah,
good.
usually.
Nice. And then, do you have any unexpected like hidden talents or hobbies that people wouldn't expect you to have?
Um, I'm pretty good at ping pong, like
Ooh,
or table
nice.
tennis. So my
Mm.
Okay.
mom was super good at table tennis, like in college. Like she won like some like table tennis like tournament in college.
Oh wow.
And so we had
Damn.
a table in our house,
Mm.
and like my mom and I like went and like played in like a tournament one time, like
Oh
Oh,
my god.
nice.
and I realized that there was levels to ping pong whenever I like showed up, and like someone showed up with like a backpack of paddles,
Mhm.
Oh,
and I like
damn.
showed up with my one. But yeah, like I would say like I'm pretty good at ping pong. Like most people who are like, oh, I'm really good, like I'll go and play against them and I'll usually win.
Oh,
But
nice.
yeah, that's kind of like my hidden kind of thing.
That's
Any
sick.
any USC ping pong tournaments?
No, but Austin Stewart was like, I'm pretty sure I'll beat you in ping pong, and then we went and played, and I just waxed him. And so he learned his lesson on that one. But no, it was a pretty funny moment.
And then this one's kind of for you, but do you have any dream brand collabs that you'd want to have?
Um, I think it'd be cool to have your own like shoe. Like, could you
Mm,
imagine, like,
yeah.
let's say like Nike, like you have your own like volleyball shoe, like that's kind of sick.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, like you get to work with Nike to like design your own shoe, and like it's just
Mm.
yours. Like that'd
Yeah,
That'd
be
be
yeah.
kind of
sick.
cool.
Signature shoe.
Yeah, like I'm super jealous of like Cooper Flags, like younger than me, and like has his own shoe.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right, right.
But no, he deserves it. So I play volleyball. He got drafted number one overall in the NBA. So,
Right.
but yeah, definitely a shoe. That'd be kind of cool.
All right, so that wraps it up for the rapid fire, the warm up a little bit. This is also pretty easy question. It's not too crazy, I would say.
Yeah.
But who were your volleyball influences or maybe players that you wanted to emulate?
Yeah. So, I mean, So like I always wanted to play beach volleyball after school,
Mm.
and Triborn came to USC, did pretty well at USC, and then was like, I don't want to go play indoor anymore. Like I'm Hawaiian, like I've played beach my whole life, like I want to go play beach.
Mhm.
And now he's like a top 5 player on the beach.
Yeah.
Right.
And so like, and especially because he went to USC, like that's someone like it's so cool, like what he did.
Mhm.
He's currently injured right now, but it's like it's sad not to be able to watch him. But no,
Yeah.
he's so cool, and Andy Benish too. Like Andy Benish played indoor at USC, then went and played on the beach, and so like those two guys, like they have such a cool career path. Like just following in those guys' steps, like would be super cool.
Mhm. Nice.
So, yeah.
Awesome. So now we're gonna move on to the next segment. We have blind rankings. So, yeah. So we got 1 through 5, and our first one is gonna be blind rank these volleyballs based on how they feel to set.
Okay.
Yep. So the first one we have is the Molten Super Touch. So the one that they use for indoors women's NCAA.
Oh, oh.
Oh.
Um, maybe like 4. That ball, if there's any sweat on it, like it'll just like slide through your
Yeah.
hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that thing is brutal to set if anyone's sweaty's passing it. And so, or like if your hands are wet or something, like your hands will just slip through it. So probably 4.
No, that's fair. We've not heard a lot of good things about that ball. So.
Yeah.
I don't know how women's NCAA plays with that ball. It's impressive. Like props to the NCAA setters for women's because that's terrible.
Not nice.
So
All right, yeah, that's a good 4. It
Yeah.
deserves to be done.
That's pretty fair.
I don't know what's coming next, but that could have been 5.
We'll see. We'll see. So the next one we have is the Mikasa BV550C. So the FIBV beach ball.
Oh, 1. That ball, it's so easy to set. And especially like on the beach now, they're like kind of getting rid of doubles too.
Yeah.
And you
Right,
can
right.
throw your hands at it, and it just like comes out clean. So yeah, definitely. I love that ball. We played with that ball in USA trials, and I was just like flinging the rock everywhere. So.
Nice. I gotta try one of those sometime then.
Oh yeah, that ball's awesome. It's terrible to pass, but awesome.
Oh damn. Okay.
That's okay. I'm gonna be like, I got hands for today.
Yeah. Like serve the other guy. So.
And that takes us to the next ball, which is the Wilson AVP Optics ball. So the yellow outdoor ball.
Definitely 2. I also really like that ball. That ball's fun to set too. I mean, you kind of just like throw your hands at it, and it comes out really clean. So
Nice.
yeah, probably 2. I think that's overall the best ball.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
Like
So
passing,
the
serving.
other one's better to set, but this one's just
Yeah.
good at everything.
Yeah, the optics
Yeah.
ball is solid and everything. I like that ball.
And then next you have the Mikasa V200W, so the international like indoor like yellow and blue ball that they use.
Probably say 5. I don't really like that ball that much. It's
Yeah.
like
Low key, I don't like it either. It feels like too slick.
yeah, it's kind of like the women's ball. Like props to like it's very impressive whenever you watch like guys like Gianelli and like Micah Christensen like throw that
Yeah.
ball around. Like that's very impressive because I also don't have very much experience playing with it, so probably 5.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I think that leaves number 3. So at number 3 you have the classic Molten V5 M500. So the ball that you use all the time for college.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping. I was really hoping it wasn't some like $2 volleyball from like yeah, no, that belongs at 3. I like that list. Maybe 4 and
nice,
5
yeah.
could be switched, but I'm good with that list.
But pretty perfect list right there. Nice.
Yeah, I'm happy with it.
Then next we have another blind ranking. I think this one you might have been seeing coming because we did it for all our other interviews. It's ranking your best plays of 2025.
Okay.
But the first one we have, it's versus Pepperdine. You did like a cross-court tempo back set to Jack Duker. So super sick. And let's pull it up right here.
Duker was a fun guy to set. I liked setting Duker. I mean, he could hit like anything in that I threw to him.
He's just taking rips no matter what.
Yeah.
I like it. But here's the play. Whew.
Oh, I remember that ball. Yeah, that ball felt good setting. Um, Maybe like 3. I think
Nice,
like
nice.
yeah, that ball like I remember just setting it and I was like, ooh, like that was I think that's where I want it to go. Um, and so yeah, probably like 3. I like that ball. Duker
Yeah,
was
no, that
fun
one
for sure.
that ended up pretty perfect.
I
Yeah,
know. You're slinging across the court too, sideline to sideline. Whew.
yeah. No, that was Duker's a fun guy to set. I like setting Duker.
Nice. And then for your next one, we have versus UCI. You had like a quick one reaction, like one hand like set to Dylan for a big kill from him. I'll share it also. Um, it's this one. That one. Oh my god, it's hard to tell with these images. Let me just.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they just say Instagram, so I can't really tell.
That was it.
This one?
Yeah, the one that you just had.
Okay. And it's this play right here.
Oh, I remember this one. Yeah, probably 2.
Nice. Yeah, that ball's coming at you fast.
Yeah, and it was also like it was like 24-24 or something. Like like I don't know, like that's one of the plays where you're just like I don't know, like you just kind of throw your
You
hand
just
at
gotta
it.
do something. Yeah.
Yeah, and just hope it goes over there. Yeah, probably 2 because like I mean it was like 24 all, and then we just
Wow.
whipped that out for some reason. I don't really know
Out
why.
of nowhere.
Yeah, setting Dylan gives you confidence. Say that, and then you can trust that. So yeah, probably 2.
Awesome. And then next we have versus BYU. You made an adjustment because the ball went off the block touch. You got a dig like sitting down pretty much and went over. It was a kill. Amazing kill.
I remember that, but that play was funny because I totally should not have fallen. And then I did, and I was like, I don't know what to do. And then like flung my hands at it. And then the ref called it out, but our like whole bench called it in or whatever or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because Parker like touched it.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. He's too tall.
Yeah, he is. That's yeah. Maybe like 4. Yeah, I mean, it didn't look very pretty. Like it was in. Like it was just funny.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
So yeah, probably 4.
It's a good 4. All right. And then, oh yeah. So for your next one, we have it versus UCLA. You did you kind of mentioned it earlier, doing the long range 31 to Parker Tompkinson from like 20 feet off.
Yeah. What do I have? 1 and 5 left.
Yeah, you have 1 and 5.
I don't think I can do Parker like probably 1. I think I know what it is, but
Yep.
Man.
yeah, probably 1. I like that play. Like, I mean, you don't see that many people doing it, and so like that's why it was
Right.
so fun to do it with Parker
Yeah.
especially because I mean his window is huge. So
Yeah.
probably 1 because I like that ball. Like that ball's it's fun to set because I mean you literally take it from here and you like fling it like
Yeah, yeah.
straight parallel to your body. So yeah, probably 1. I like that ball. That ball's fun.
Yeah. That's the real creative stuff that you had to do. We love
Yeah,
it.
like that's the stuff that like I mean we have the freedom to try and practice and like that's why it's so cool to be in our gym.
All right, but that means at your number 5 we have it's versus CSUN. You did a one-handed back set to Parker Tompkinson also with no blockers there, so that's a
sucks.
tough one.
Yeah, that sucks. That one you kind of just like touched to Parker.
Yeah, yeah.
Which yeah, that sucks that that's 5, but yeah, I remember this one. This one was good because we weren't playing very well either. And I mean, first off, CSUN was an awesome team, but
Yeah.
we like weren't playing that great, and then that kind of helped a little bit, like get a no block bounce ball to get a little energy.
Yeah.
So
That's the momentum swing that you guys wanted.
yeah, that one definitely helped. That sucks. That's 5, but that's fine.
It happens. That's the blind rankings for you. It's
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah, I've never done one of those before, so that's fun.
And then we do have one more blind ranking for you.
Okay, let's do
And
it.
this one's kind of touching a little bit more on your NCAA side and your beach knowledge side. So it's
Okay.
blind rank these hypothetical NCAA beach duos.
Okay, I like
Yeah.
this.
You'll get the feel after the first one.
Yeah.
You kind of
Yeah,
see
yeah,
what it's
I
like.
like this.
So the first one we have for you is a UCLA duo of Cooper Robinson and Andrew Rowan.
Oh gosh. So I've watched Cooper play on the beach, and he is
Yeah.
as good on the beach as he is an indoor. And I assume Rowan would be a great beach player. Maybe like, I don't know who you're gonna bring out. Maybe like 2.
Nah,
Two.
it's a good
I think
two. Yeah.
maybe because they don't play very much beach. They may
Don't have the experience with it yet.
yeah, they don't have the experience, but no, definitely 2 based off just athleticness and great volleyball players.
Right.
And then your next one, we have a UC Irvine duo of Halir Heno and Micah Goss.
I've watched Halir play on the beach, and he is also
He's
equally as
nasty.
good on the beach
Yeah.
as he is indoor. I don't know how good Micah would be on the beach. He's a great volleyball player.
Yeah.
I mean, blocking and attacking was just going to be awesome. I don't know how great the passing and setting would be. So maybe like 4. But like Mike is awesome. Like I like Micah a lot, but I don't know how great
Yeah.
his passing would be on the beach.
That's fair. That's completely fair. Had to throw some middles in there too, you know.
Yeah.
But your next one, we have Pepperdine, a duo of Cole Hartke and Jacob Riley.
Ooh, that's a good one. Maybe like 3.
Mm.
I think Cole is just an animal on a volleyball court, but I also think Jacob would be a pretty good beach player just because of
Yeah.
his like passing and finesse that he has. So
Yeah.
yeah, it'd be a good duo. Maybe 3.
Nice. All right. Then next we have a Hawaii duo. It's the graduating middle duo of Kurt Neuster and Zach Thompson.
Okay. It's funny. It was the first time I ever met Kurt was whenever we played him at Hawaii, and like such a good dude. And so I don't really know Zach that well, so maybe I'll put him at 5.
fair.
Kurt's an awesome guy, but I don't really know Zach that well, so maybe we'll go 5 there.
Yeah. Lack of knowledge, that's why.
Yeah. Someone had to
And
go
then-
at 5.
Yeah, it had to happen
Yeah.
to someone.
Sorry,
so.
Zach and Kurt.
And then we do want to give you one lifeline, so we have an additional pair before we do your 5th one, and you can replace anyone we've given so far.
Okay.
So your lifeline is the Long Beach duo of Moni Nikolov and Skylar Varga.
Probably 1. Moni, I feel like would be a great beach player just because he's like just that good of a volleyball player, and also so is Skylar. Like Skylar's passing and setting and hitting and just volleyball in general is awesome. So yeah, we'll probably put him at 1.
And then if you had to take one out as like a replacement type, before we give you your last one, which one would you take out in terms of just rankings?
Maybe, God, I don't know who you're gonna say because I don't want to put him at 5. Micah and Hillier. Okay, so it's Bodie Nikolov at 1, Cooper at 2. At 3 was
Cole and
Jacob.
Cole and Jacob. Maybe Cole and Jacob Riley, because like I can't imagine either of them really playing beach. So
Right.
maybe we'll go 3, and then whoever we're gonna replace him with is gonna go 3.
Okay.
All right. And that means at your number 3, we have the USC duo of you and Dylan Klein.
Okay, that's fair. I think Moni and Skylar would give us a run for our money, and so would Andrew and Cooper. So yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah, these would be fun competitions. I wish we could see something like this,
that'd
like
be
just
crazy.
show matches or something.
I don't know how much beach doubles Dylan is playing this summer, but I know he's playing some like beach 4-man and stuff, but I don't think he's playing many beach doubles tournaments. So, but no, it'd be fun. That'd be a fun thing to do.
Yeah. And then now we're on to our last game that we have for you, and this one would just be building a team of NCAA players that you'd want to play with, but you can only pick one player per team.
Okay.
So you're the setter for this team. We have you.
Okay. All right. I guess I'll set.
Unless you want to play a different position, we can move you around also.
Live?
I don't know. I don't know if any setters really want me passing. So, all right, I'll leave myself at setting because I don't really feel like I should do anything else. At libero, I'd probably say Ryan Merck because he's so good. At middle, I guess I can't choose Parker. Or West. At middle, okay. At oppo, I'd say Jalen Phillips.
Nice.
At outside, I'd say Cooper Robinson. And at the O2, probably Adrian Rohr. He was someone that I was super impressed with whenever we played at Hawaii. At middle, I'd say Micah Goss. And I need another middle from a team.
Yeah. One more.
Oh, Ben Braun from Long Beach.
Ooh.
Yeah, he was someone who I've always been super impressed with because he also played some beach a little bit in the collegiate beach, and dude can play some volleyball, and he's pretty tall. So
Yeah, he's super tall.
yeah, all right, yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay, yeah, that's a pretty good team. Nice.
That's a nasty team right there.
Yeah, we'd have fun. It's a fun squad.
And I think that's pretty much everything we have for you today, Caleb. So thank you so much for coming on again. And if you want to plug anything right now, you have the floor.
Yeah, anyone who's watching this, go follow USC men's volleyball.
For sure.
That's all I've really got. So, but thank you guys. Really, this was fun, and I hope you guys get to keep doing this with a bunch of NCAA players, and because it's fun. It's fun to watch the content. So
Thanks.
Appreciate it.